Hello again, guys, and welcome back to race 2 of round 6, season 3 with the Midnight Oil Racing League's GT7 Championship. So this second race is a reverse grid. So we have got Pickle lining up on pole with Clutch in second place. Asbo starts in third. Dan Bailey in fourth. Jerry Smiles in fifth. Vexed in sixth. Mawson in seventh. Thomas in eighth. Blood Diamond starts in ninth. Chand in 10th. And Wayne G will start in 11th place. So without further ado, let's get into this second race. So the lights are out, the klaxon will sound eventually. There it goes, and they are off. Dan Bailey getting a stellar getaway there, up into first place already. Asbo up to second. Pickle almost completely losing the car then. So we've got Pickle trying to get past Clutch. Vexed also waiting in the wings there, also trying to look for a move, maybe up past Pickle. Can he get it done? Clutch on the outside now. Oh, and what happened there? Oh, there was another incident further back as well. Two cars getting wiped out there. I'm not sure Chand really had anything he could do there, to be honest. There just wasn't enough room on the inside there for Thomas to have a look for a move. I'm sure the stewards will be able to sort that one out though. I'm not too sure. I can't comment on either of them instance. But Dan Bailey, however, is your race leader now, and he's starting to try and make a bit of a getaway. He has increased that gap by some distance back to Asbo in second place. How long can Asbo hold on to that second place? He has been looking rapid, as I say, in that Z4. Vexed is up into third. I think he started in sixth, so 3 positions made up there. Jerry Smiles is in fourth. We've Ice Chand in fifth. Pickle was sixth. Wayne G up to seventh. Blood Diamond some way back now in 8th. We have got Clutch in 9th, followed by Mawson there in 10th place, and Thomas also some way back in 11th. It's a bit of a weird incident, that one. Is Mawson going to be able to go for a move against Clutch? I think the R rate is going to be pretty decent along the straight, so Mawson shouldn't reel him in as quick as he'd like. So Blood Diamond, not sure what happened to him. Maybe a bit of a shaky opening lap. Wayne G trying to close the gap to Pickle there in 6th place. Then we've got Ice Chand. Ice Chand looking for the move now on Jerry. Jerry, is he going to go around the outside there or Vexed? Chand tried to have a cheeky look up the inside of Jerry. Wasn't to be on that occasion. It was still very close at the front. So as Asbo managing to get past Dan Bailey up into the lead of the race, your new race leader. How long can he keep this up for though? He's going to be using a lot more of that fuel. Absolutely revving the nuts off that off the Z4. I call it an M4. Actually a little bit slow through the ascent. Dan Bailey has closed back up once again. Will Asbo buckle under the pressure? So that little Z4 actually does look like a pretty decent car nowadays. It used to be absolutely awful, but Asbo making it look easy at the moment. still staying ahead of Dan Bailey, and in fact the two front cars have managed to pull away from Vex now, so Vex isn't picking up the tow, and he is under the attention of Jerry in 4th place. And in fact Jerry who's under pressure now from Ice Chand all over the rear of that Hyundai. Can he manage to find his way past in the Nissan? It is a very wide car, that Nissan. Or does it just look wider because it's got a fat booty? Big booty hole! Oh, look. Big booty. Pickle trying to close the gap to Ice Chand. Wayne G still there in 7th place. We've got Blood Diamond still in 8th. Clutch still managing to hold off Thomas and Mawson. Mawson and Thomas having a bit of a battle in the background there though. Thomas should surely find his way through now, will he? Up the inside into 2. Oh no, Mawson actually tried to have a look there on Clutch. He thought there was an opportunity on the inside, but it looked like the door closed at the last minute. Had to jink back over. A very close race indeed between these 3 at the back. How long is Clutch going to be able to keep these 2 behind him? Mawson is definitely going to be feeling the heat as well, with Thomas right under the rear wing of that Supra. That is not a place to try and go for an overtake, Mawson. Very brave, but yeah. I think I was tilting on the scale of brake. Oh my gosh. Does somehow find his way through, but that was, yeah, a very weird chain of events there by Mawson going for the send, and then another one in the background, a little coming together between Clutch and Thomas. Thomas now with his hazards on. Oh, we see a car ahead. Chand's off and into the barrier. What happened there? Oh, Chand just losing it around the left-hander. Off onto the marbles, spun the rear, didn't spin the car fully, but into the barrier and struggles to get going again. Oh, that's heartbreaking there for Chand. He was doing so well. So, back at the front, we still have Asbo leading the race. Go on, Asbo. He's got the fastest lap currently at 206.013. I imagine that will change after the first lot of pit stops. But yeah, doing well at the moment. And Dan Bailey still there in 2nd. Bit of a gap though, but I think he's made an error maybe through turn 1, through Hell Turn. Because Vext has started to catch once again. Vext has got Jerry there for company. Jerry driving absolutely fantastically in this race. Just doesn't want to give up. Just following the wheel tracks there of Vext. Really keeping the pressure on. Try as he might, Vex just can't seem to break the toe. And to be fair, he probably needs to try and get past Dan Bailey and Asbo first. But Jerry just coming along for the ride at the moment, and also under no pressure from the cars behind. Pickle a good couple of seconds back, and Jerry still picking up the slip from the cars ahead. So he's in a really good position at the moment, is Jerry, because if any of these guys make a mistake, you saw a little bit of a slide there from the rear of the Citroen. If any of these guys make a mistake, he will be waiting to pick up the pieces. So could be sitting pretty at the moment in the Hyundai. So you can see the gap back to Pickle, fairly substantial. It's going to be 1.5 seconds to 2 seconds at least. But actually putting in a personal best sector through the middle sector, or through sector 3. believe there's 4 splits around this track. Well, look at the top 4. The top 4 still very close indeed. Pickle looking like he started to gain on them ever so slightly. So maybe just trying to save his tyres and save fuel a little bit at the start. Perhaps he's starting to push now. Knows he's got enough fuel to make it to the pit stop. Wayne G up into 6th place now. Blood Diamond is up to 7th. So have we had some pit stops? Mawson's there in 8th. We've got Clutch still on the racing softs, having a battle there with Thomas in 9th. Oh, this is a very heated battle going on. For 9th place, Thomas weaving this way and that way, trying to find a way past the Audi. Is this going to be it here? He's going to be able to send it around the outside. Probably going to have to be a little bit of compliance from Clutch. Yeah, Clutch just hugging the inside line there. Thomas does finally find his way through. Has to go the long way round. So Clutch, 10th chance. And yeah, nobody has served a pit stop yet. It must just be to that incident we saw earlier on Clutch just staying over to the side. Showing a friendly flash of the hazards to say thank you. I think Clutch just going to write this one off. I'm sure we will return here at some stage, so definitely do get some practice laps in. To be fair, one of my favourite tracks, Mount Panorama, I've got to say. That and the Nordschleife. I think Brands also. I do enjoy Brands. There's a few other tracks as well. But yeah, this one definitely in the top 5. And currently sat in 3rd place. Dan Bailey peels off into the pits, going for the undercut now. That's going to free Vexed up into 2nd. Jerry Smiles is going to move up into 3rd. But try as he might, still can't seem to catch Asbo. And Dan Bailey struggled to get past him, it seemed. Couldn't close the gap as well. So Asbo absolutely flying at the moment, still holds the fastest lap on the board. I think that'll change as people start to slap on a fresh set of tyres and obviously have the lower fuel load. Look at Jerry go though. Jerry still chasing Vex down with every ounce that he has. And currently sat in 3rd place as well. Our man from Ireland. And then we have Wayne G now up into 4th. Blood Diamond in 5th, Pickle 6th, Mawson 7th, in a bit of no man's land. Thomas now in 8th. Chand back into 9th. Clutch is 10th, but probably going to be pitting soon to get rid of them softs. Dan Bailey out on a fresh set of mediums in 11th. Let's stay on board with Asbo for just a second. And look at the gap that he has now over 2nd and 3rd there. Absolutely racing his heart out at the moment is Asbo. Is this one of his best performances so far this season? It could be. Looking like a force to be reckoned with at the moment. Stays out for another lap, as does Vexed, as does Jerry. So yeah, I think if Asbo wasn't suffering so badly with the tyre wear and potentially also with the fuel consumption, I think he'd be a very, very competitive racer this season. And look at him go at the moment. Let's take nothing away from him. Doing a fantastic job at the moment of commanding the race. Managed to take the lead away from Dan Bailey on lap 2 or 3, I believe it was, and he's led ever since. I imagine he will be coming up to do his pit stop soon. Definitely within the window now. In fact, I think he may pit at the end of lap 7. As I say, I think a lot of people going for the 7-5 split or 7-4 split. 7-5 because it's 12 lapper. I don't know where I got the idea that it was an 11 lapper before. I think that was the week before, wasn't it? I think we had 11 laps around Yamagiwa Miyabi. But yeah, Asbo definitely looks like he's starting to struggle a little bit with the tyre wear now. It does look like that gap is starting to come down between him and Vex. Vex now looking like he's got a bit of breathing space over Jerry Smiles in 3rd place. Can we get a better... There we go. So you can just see Vex behind, then off in the distance, Jerry starting to be caught by Wayne G. Oh, Asbo, a little bit of an error there through the chase. I think aided by them very heavily worn softs now. And Vex is going to follow him into the pits. Probably hoping that Asbo gets it right. Almost gets it wrong there, Asbo. Actually picks up 2 seconds. That is unlucky, Asbo. Wayne G becomes new race leader. Blood Diamond up into 2nd place. Pickles up into 3rd. Let's have a look on board with Pickle for a minute as he's chasing down Blood and Wayne G. Too fast for use. How back is Mawson? So we can't even see Mawson. In fact, I think I'm just seeing very far off in the distance, just a pixel. It's a nice bit of a gap back to Mawson. Back to 4th place has Pickle. Opting to go for a lap longer. In fact, I think the top 5, yeah, the top 5 have stayed out. Will be coming up to serve their pit stops at the end of this lap, you would presume. Yeah, Mawson definitely is. I think Ice Chan probably will. So we have Asbo with 5 seconds. That's heartbreak for Asbo. So is one of these cars going to become race leader once again? Is Asbo going to manage to be able to retake the lead? But he's going to be hampered by that 5-second penalty now. It may go to Jerry. Jerry, who has found his way ahead of Vext. I think Vext just taking on a little bit more fuel just to make sure he can make it to the end of the race and not have to worry about fuel saving. So free to push, and he needs to do so as well because Dan Bailey isn't too far behind now as well in the AMG. So there we go, Asbo's penalty bar is starting to fill up now. How many positions will he lose here? Moves over to the left, gets passed by Jerry, gets passed by Vext, and by Dan Bailey. Thomas is too far back at the moment to capitalise off of that. So Dan Bailey up into 8th place, Vext is up into 7th, Jerry up into 6th. Ice Chan into the pits now. So are we going to see a new race leader in the form of Jerry Smiles? And one absolutely cracking first stint Jerry had as well. In fact, no, wait, so Wayne G has finished refueling and does come out some way ahead. We have Pickle exiting the pits now. Jerry has managed to get through. Is Vex going to get through too? And has managed to put alongside now. Pickle finds himself on the outside. Vex does move up into 4th once again. So now has a bit of a buffer between him and Dan Bailey back in 6th place in the form of Pickle in the Porsche. Pickle is on a fresh set of softs now. So in fact the top 6 still in a fairly good position to potentially be able to challenge for the lead of the race. Blood Diamond he's actually a couple of seconds back now, but still holds on to that 2nd place. Oh, and Vexed has managed to get past Jerry. What happened to Jerry? Oh, Jerry grazes the barrier there, and then on the approach to Skyline, I think he just lost too much speed. Oh, in fact, no, oh, Jerry, poor Jerry. He's going to call the RAC now, come and get that Hyundai recovered. But he lives to fight another day. And actually looks like he's going to rejoin in 7th place, just ahead of Mawson. So we've got Vexed up into 3rd place, being chased down by Pickle there in 4th. Maybe Pickle's going to have a run here down the back straight. Will he be able to go for a send? I think this is a battle that's going to continue up to the finish line. Pickle on the lap younger tyres, the lap younger softs. But Vex now having enough fuel to be able to push to the end of the race. He can get the most out of that Citroen. Is he going to be able to keep Pickle behind him and potentially close the gap to 2nd place Blood? Just see Blood going through turn 1 there, Hell Corner. Dan Bailey wants a bit of the action as well. Dan Bailey there in 5th place. We've got Asbo now in 6th. Asbo, come on lad. You can do it, but there's going to be some decent points on the board for Asbo, I'm sure. And if anything, he can give himself a pat on the back for his performance this week. Oh my days, what an epic performance he has put in. Jerry Smiles now in 7th. Got Mawson there in 8th place, Thomas in 9th. Yeah, so not really very close at the back now, Clutch. I think Clutch just completely out of sync with the pits at the moment. It's unlucky, dude. He has been doing so well, obviously just switching over to the wheel as well. And also his first ever season in a competitive sim racing league. Still giving it all he's got. But Wayne G looks like he may have sewn this one up. Managed to take the win in the first one. Looks like he's going to do the double here. Around Mount Panorama. Blood Diamond comfortably in 2nd place at the moment. He's got a nice, got a fairly sizable gap to the leader, but also a nice gap back to Vexed in 3rd. It's a good 3 or 4 seconds at this stage, and Vexed, like he's pulled a bit of time over Pickle as well. I thought this battle was going to continue to the start-finish. I think Pickle's going to be hoping that Vex makes a mistake somewhere. Pickle not having to worry about Dan Bailey in 5th. Not close enough to be able to apply any pressure at the moment. Well, it looks like Vexed is going pretty slow, as his tyres died a bit of a death. They definitely are a lot more worn than the softs on the Porsche. I think we might see a move here. I'm going to see one come into Forest Elbow. Oh, almost washing out into the barrier there. Come on, Pickle. Looks like the Porsche very good on the brakes. Pickle managing to brake a lot later than it looked like Vex did in the Citroen. Into that final turn. Doesn't look like it's helped him too much though. That gap's still fairly big. It's got to be around a second and a half. I thought it was a lot closer. So then we have a battle behind with Jerry Smiles. Jerry trying to put the pressure now on Asbo, but we also have Mawson and Thomas side by side on the approach now to turn 2. Who's going to win this battle here? Mawson's going to hold that inside line. We've seen Thomas manage to get around the outside before. Excuse me. We've seen him go around the outside before. Couldn't quite do it that time round. But are we going to see any more position changes before the end of this race? Oh no, and Asbo doesn't like he's lost that position now to Jerry Smiles. Will he lose the position to Mawson as well? Mawson tries to go around the outside. There is definitely a bit of side-to-side rubbing there. Mawson has to sit behind him for the minute. Looks for the move once again through the left-hander. This is not a place where you want to go for a move, but Mawson somehow managed to get it done. Oh, and Asbo does lose the other 2 positions as Thomas and Chand managed to find their way through as well. That is unlucky, Asbo. So unlucky. Clutch. It's got a long way to go. So we'll have to go on board. Oh, here we go. We're going to see a move here from Pickle. He tries to go around the outside. We're going to have to go on board with the race leader in just a second. He's coming up to the final turn, but no. Pickle has to dive back in behind once again. So Wayne G comes through the final turn. He's going to take the checkered flag here in the second race and make it 2 out of 2. GG's Wayne G. Blood Diamond will finish in second place, but took the fastest lap on lap 10 for 2:04.285. Vexed takes a third step on the podium. Pickle finishes in 4th. We're going to have Dan Bailey. Who was that? Oh, somebody drove off into the barrier then, did they? Dan Bailey in 5th, Jerry in 6th. We've got Mawson in 7th. Asbo finishes 8th in the end. Thomas. Oh, it was Thomas. What happened? What? Was there a comment together between Thomas and Chand or something? Oh no! Oh, Thomas. Oh, Chan just dead on the track now, and that is where the positions changed. So Asbo took 7th. Thomas should surely take 9th once he gets that Ferrari going. That's so unlucky, Thomas. Chand will take 10th. And we're just now going to appreciate that livery on the R8 driven by Clutch. That is a very nice livery indeed. I do like the purples and the blues. Does set it off very nicely. But he is going to bring it home and take 11th in this second race of the evening. Slides it across the line. GG's Clutch. Well, there we go. That was it, guys. That was the second race of the evening. And if you enjoyed that one, make sure you tune in next week. Same time, same place. I've been your boy Vex. This has been the Midnight Oil Racing League's GT7 Championship. Good night.